So today I just picked up the new KICKASS 150 amp hour battery kit that came with the battery tray and the heavy duty wiring kit. I already have a wiring kit in my Triton, but this was included in their kit and it worked out to be quite a good price. So got it all, wanted the tray so that way I can easily mount the battery box onto the drawers that I've got in the back of the Triton. So yeah, this won't be an install video. There's about 1,000 of those or more on YouTube. Everyone seems to have it, except this guy. And more of an unboxing just so everyone can see bits. I'll do some measurements of some things. There's certainly things on their website, or lack of information on the website about certain measurements for things, particularly the battery tray. I was really curious where the holes are. Like would have been nice to have a template, like a drilling template for where the holes are on their website. I don't know if that's there or not. I couldn't see it. But then yeah, I certainly don't need 150 amp hours for battery capacity with the little amount of accessories I have. However, I still am using a secondhand 120 amp hour AGM, 6 years old, like scraping by. And it was time to make a bit of a change. And when you see a bit of a deal, why not spend a little bit more money, get yourself something that's going to set you up for now, but also the future. So I'll open some of these and have a bit of a look. Start out with the battery tray. I really love that. I saw this years ago on their website. I'm sure it was in some videos I've seen as well, where it had the easy like pull down points on the side to hold the battery box down. And I thought, oh, one day when I get a new battery, that'll be what I want to do. So here it is. Let's open it up. So a real unboxing, everything's still sealed, except the wiring kit. That box was already open, but everything looks intact. Battery tray, here it is. A bit of the cardboard. So you can obviously see our strap is a separate item. I believe that goes underneath the tray. There's like a slot there. Yeah, there it is. And then these notches where the strap would feed through. So I can go over up the sides and have our little hooks. Here it is. Talking to a camera, it's been so long, it's been years. And then our little pull. What's the correct term for this? Cam buckle, I think. But yeah, there it is. That's like seatbelt material, great. Yeah, so what I was really curious about is all the gaps between the holes and where I can mount this. I've got a set of the typical drawers that everyone has in the back of a dual cab ute, the budget conscious folks, or even the people that are just making do with what they've got. So now plywood tops on it, and looking for how far apart these holes are so that way I could drill that in and mount it. It seems to be that this is going to be an M6 hole through all of those, so yeah, fairly normal. What's that? 16 holes. Yeah, I can spread out, have them at each end, a couple in the middle. Do I need 16? No. Will I? No. Your results may vary. But yeah, this is some sort of plastic. Pretty happy with that. Fairly simple thing, but super important. Make sure your battery, especially, I think this battery here weighs around 20 kilos, so don't want that to fly around. But there it is. And the next part here is the heavy duty wiring kit. Like I mentioned, I already have a wiring kit in my car. This, I think with their deal, worked out to be like $70 for this. Will I use it? Yeah, sure. That way when I hook off my old stuff, I can sell a wiring kit to someone else for a bargain and set someone else up for success. So this is 6.5 meter. I think they do an 8 meter as well. Let's open it up. I do like the presentation of this one. It's not quite an Apple unboxing experience, but it's almost there. Better than some other brands. The obvious one is the cable. So this is super thick, chunky. Oh, I don't have conduit big enough to go around that, but that's fine. That's a nice problem to have. They're triple Anderson down here. My vehicle doesn't have a smart alternator, so the ignition wire is not a drama. So yeah, it's still a triple, but there it is. This one has is it a MIDI fuse, 80 amp, inside this box. If you look on KICKASS's website, it talks you through this fitting kit, so I'm not going to open that. I'm no Sparky, so check the website. Spare Anderson bits, a spare fuse. Happy days. Ignition wire, don't need that. Will I throw it out? No, I don't need it. I didn't realize this, but it comes with these piggyback fuse adapters because I'm not sure in the engine bay fuse box for a Triton if it has the micros or the minis or whatever, but that's kind of nice to have. I had to buy the micro one for my UHF radio because I did a quick and dirty install on a SIG socket to get it done for a trip. And I'll hard buy that in, so I might just steal that piggyback fuse adapter for that instead. And then this is chunky actually. Yeah, spare. Oh, this was a ton. So good. It's all wrapped up nice at the moment. I'm not going to unwrap it, but the cable ties, we love it. Yeah, I checked out their website and their video on this, and it's substantial cable. So much nicer than the one I've got, you know. Unnamed four-wheel drive accessory supplier that everyone uses. Not quite as good as this. But yeah, super happy with that. But yeah, I'll need some more conduit to cover that because this is thick, but that's great. And here's the battery. So yeah, 150 amp hour. Way more than I need, but here we are. Let's get this opened. First off, we've got screw packet. That's for holding, I believe, this is for holding the lid on to the top of the battery box. So this is the one where if you hadn't checked or seen online that the battery is actually integrated into the base of the box. It's not a separate battery sort of shell or box shell, and then you stick a battery in. This is all integrated. Yeah, they've packed this well. Good on them. Pretty important thing to do. Some cabling. This is going to be for the display. This is the lugs. Yep, I think that's an M8. M8 lugs. It looks familiar. That's what I was expecting. And then this is in a bag. But I'm going to lift this out, cut the camera, lift it out and put it on the table. Yeah, here it is. And the bottom of the box was very heavily foam padded as well, which I like. And a bag that it was in. So there it is. It's so much lighter. Let me restart that. This is heavier than I was anticipating in a battery that I was going to buy. However, for the capacity of this battery, to be more than twice as much as what I've currently got, the weight is less. That's just mind-blowing when trying to always conserve weight, so that way, we've got a stainless steel and aluminium canopy on the back, plus drawers, plus all that other stuff, so every kilo counts. But to have so much more capacity and way less is just absolutely, it's wild. I love it. So on the top of the battery, we've got, the battery information panel, scan to view manual. That's pretty great. I think it just takes you to their website and you can get a copy of it. Terminals, obvious. We've got these covers here for our little like data cable for the remote display. And then we've got a communication input and a communication output. First, lithium battery. So I would need to, just for my own benefit, read up on which one of these I need to use to go to the lid, like the battery box lid. And if these are for other use, but all pretty self-explanatory, I think, in the top. This is like super sealed. Like if you weren't aware that battery boxes came in like different styles where it's just a shell, you would think that all battery boxes should probably come like this, where it's all sealed and enclosed and looks like one finished unit. I've seen the older version of this battery box where the battery sits in and, you know, the strap over the top to hold it down, and how the lid screws on and everything. So I have seen that before, but this is definitely, I say ideal, but you know, coming from the gear I've got, this is pretty great. So I was just having a read over the panel on the back of the battery here, and there's nothing that I can see on there that looks different from the info on their website, which makes a lot of sense. Talks about what connections you can put in, warnings, don't short circuit the battery, don't crush the battery, yeah, and then all the other, I guess, safety information that you need to know about the battery. And there's a sticker on the back with a barcode, which would be for the manufacturing process. Yeah, that's it. Nothing on there or on that panel that you can't already see on their website. So if you were looking at this battery, I guess the website's going to have all the info you need. I did say I was going to take measurements of things. This battery, 420, 240, 270. That sounds about right, yeah. All right, let's open the lid. Right. So I have seen the previous models of these lids be opened in a box brand new before, so I sort of know what to expect, but this might be another 4 bolts here to hold the lid on to the base. They look the same as the ones that came with the battery. Limited warranty card. Please pay attention to this. So let's pull this out. So seeing from the underside, so this is what I'm seeing when I open the box. They're super thick, you know, could swing off a tree with this sort of wire, which is what we'd expect. Not to swing off a tree, but the thickness of the wire, that's included. Anyway, probably temperature sensor, I would imagine. And here's our cable for our remote display, I would say. This came with the battery. This is in the lid. Not sure. Probably for the display. From the underside, we can see, and they talk about their flush mount Anderson connectors. So this side's obviously the triple for to go from your start battery. And then the 2 in and outs on this side. And we'll flip it over to see the front. So this is the 150 kit, or the 150, it comes with this 40 amp DC-DC. Certainly don't need a 40 amp, but it's with the battery, like for my needs, I should say. I didn't really need it, but here we are. So 40 amp DCDC charger. I think I watched their videos and talked about how fast it would charge from your car if the battery was flat, and it's ridiculously fast compared to what I'm used to. I don't want to pretend to know the spec and how that works, but it's amazing. I don't think I should have any issue keeping this battery fully charged, especially with the amount of accessories that I don't use. Charging phones and iPads and a fridge and a couple of camp lights really is the extent, for now at least. So yeah, 40 amp on top. I've seen the front of it. This looks all very familiar to what I've seen before on some others that have purchased this. Yeah, quick interruption there. Had a small kid watching an iPad who needed help. On this, I think we've got, there's a couple of SIG sockets. I've watched the videos, online of what's included in this, and every time they say SIG sockets, I think, are we past that yet? There's like the fast charge USBs, I think here. That makes a bit more sense these days. Probably have that in all of these, but yeah, I'm not a product engineer or anything like that, so, or a product designer, I should say, so leave that to them. Isolator switch, and then the display. I think there's a couple of buttons you can navigate between screens and do a little bit of navigation there. And then obviously the app. So for me on an iPhone, but I guess there's the Android version, unsure, but I'm sure there is. And where you can find all that information from your phone, remotely, which I'll probably do. And then on the end here, 4 in and outs. Then this is the big, was it 150 amp max? It says on here. Will I ever need that? We'll see. Yeah, it looks great. It looks like what I'd expect from KICKASS. All their info's on the top there. All that good stuff. I'm pretty sure everything there is what I've seen on their website as well. Oh, get it on Google Play. So yes, of course for Android. I'll just do a quick measurement of this. See if it matches the description on the website. Yeah, just over 420. There's a bit of an overhang because of the shape of the box at the top. You're sitting about 440. Yeah, let's just round up to 450 to be safe. So, sorry, what was 450? 250 to be safe, to allow for this, so from front to back of the box. And then the height, I don't think many people are going to have an issue with the height trying to fit this in a place, but 125, so let's say 130. Always round up, right? That way you never get in a tight spot. Yeah, super happy with that. I can't wait to put it together and fire it up. Be a little while till I install this, a couple of days. Get some free time and get out into the car, and I don't want to do it when it's raining around and water on the ground, just to be safe. Don't want to be silly. Yeah, so that's the unboxing of it. I reckon pretty happy with this. I'll do what all the other YouTubers do. If you have any questions about it, chuck them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer it from I'm just an average guy posting videos of things that I think people might find relevant. Not the typical sort of stuff. Or maybe it is, I'm not sure. So one more thing I wanted to grab some measurements on that I mentioned at the start. Let's get in here, this battery box. Just a quick measurement of between the holes. So if we did like the furthest hole from front to back, you're sitting around 335. So 335 mil. And then you're looking at about 170 mil from the furthest from like the skinny side of it versus the long side. So 335, 170. And then these gaps here, about 115, 100 mil, and then 115. So many options. I feel silly now thinking I was worried about how I'd mount this. There's basically Swiss cheese. And the great thing as well is that these holes are sitting lower than the surface the battery is going to sit on. So clearly they realize that it needs to be lower than the level of the battery, so you don't have screw head sticking up. So yeah, no dramas in getting this in. I thought I might have to put like a rubber piece down so that way I could get the height over the top of the screw heads, but silly me, didn't need to worry about that at all. Great, I'll see you guys in the comments if you have any questions, or maybe in another video in the future where this is installed and you want to ask some questions about it. But yeah, I think KICKASS is for the certain type of people that'll need to keep KICKASS as an option because of the budget. I think you'd probably be pretty happy with this gear. I know of someone who's got a bit of gear that's probably a bit more higher end and KICKASS as well, and positive comments about both. So I think I think for the folks who probably just want to step it up a little, but certainly can't break the bank, I think we're probably in the right sort of category here. Thank you for putting up with my rambling, and we'll catch you in another video of something some other time. Cheers.